Namaskar and welcome to this exciting episode of Sattology, debunking mythology. Sattology means science of truth or study of truth. Opposite of that is mythology, which means science or study of fake, lie, or imagination. Sattology builds your identity, whereas mythology destroys your identity. So today I have a very, very special guest joining from Ranchi, near Ranchi, Hundru waterfall. And it's a very beautiful place. So let us welcome Dr. Keshavanand.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Very happy to be with all of you, and very happy to I'll be very happy to answer your queries. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So one question comes to the mind because when Americans see the orange dress, they usually consider that everyone is Buddhist.
Okay.
So how do you?
Orange dress means sign of renunciation. Orange dress is also Buddhist, also Gaudiya Vaishnavas, also Sri Vaishnavas from South India. Many of the sects in India, they wear this dress, and Buddhists are also one amongst them. Anybody who renounces, especially the worldly pleasures, that you mean what I mean to say. You already know more than this, so more in that. So we renounce that worldly pleasure for the sake of serving God and serving the humanity, not to just sit idly and meditate something, but to serve people in a best capacity.
Yeah,
So
just
for
like
that, I did my MBBS in the beginning, and being a topper in my batch from BJ Medical College Pune, and then passed out last like 97 batch. Recently, I had 25 years silver jubilee get together of my college batchmates, and then I got a thought to do MA from Sanskrit. So also I did MA, and just 2 days back my exams got over, and the exam was really tough, but somehow by God's grace it went really well. So now MA and MBBS, a unique combination. Sanskrit, MA Sanskrit and MBBS medicine.
people do specialization of MD, but you did MA.
Yeah. Yeah. Instead of MD, I did MA. But A comes before D.
So you see you must be following the world news and what's happening around the world, and
Yeah, to
people
some
are
extent.
yeah, and people are we this is not a political show, so we won't go into politics or anything much. But the question comes to the mind is what see that there is a general propaganda in the West that the Christians are the biggest charity givers in the world. But if you
Okay.
look at the statistics, then the Food for Life program has been the biggest charity in the world. And that is not
Okay.
sponsored by any government or any, it's purely private movement.
It's an NGO, completely NGO,
Completely.
non-government organization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you see that this propaganda generally, and I see this is mostly in the religious circles in the US, where they say the Christians are the biggest charity givers, and I see that on the ground I see something else. I see that the Hindu temples or temples connected to Sanatan Dharma have been the biggest charity in the world. What do you have to say on that?
See, I'm very happy to hear this, that people are competing for good. It's good to compete for charity. So if Christians and Hindus are competing to do charity, it's a very good thing. And let them compete. And who comes first is not important, but the spirit of serving humanity with a very positive mind is let the spirit comes first, not you and me or Christians or Hindus. And I'm very much delighted to hear this. That Christians say that they are first, and you are saying that Hindus are first. I would say the spirit has come, the spirit of serving others, and salute to the spirit. Let's salute to the spirit. Why you are going with the numbers? Who came first? Whether Christians came first or Hindus came first. I would say that okay, the whole world is gearing towards serving others, and there you find real satisfaction, real contentment when you serve others. So they're very good. If Christians are serving very good, Hindus are serving good, they're competing to serve better, is even more good.
No, that is a very good turnaround to my question actually. Good one, very good one. So like you took my question and boomeranged on me. but
Yeah,
but
because in this world the media promotes sectarianism. You are different. You should fight for what you should to get the first rank. But spirituality, on the other hand, is not about compartmentalization and segregating things apart, but to join together and make a community, and then with that common understanding, serve with the divine faith that I am just servant of the servant of the servant of that God. In that spirit, I'm serving. That's it.
you're
No ego.
you're talking something exactly reverse of the world. Everyone wants to be the boss and the boss and the boss, and you're saying exactly reverse. Most of the people don't even like the word servant.
Yeah. So I may be alien then, with big eyes and a big nose and something big ears, blue body, alien.
It's so funny because if I
Actually,
say
you serve. Actually, you serve in every situation. I would say you serve in every situation, and service gives you happiness. Like when in like a boy and a girl, like they're married or their boyfriend and girlfriend, when they serve each other without any expectations, when they really want to serve and please the person, that gives you deep satisfaction. So I can, I, mm, I have heard or I have seen many people that when people started earning money, they started giving charity for Thanksgiving, and then they felt good. Then they've got some more people, got more money, and gave more charity. You are saying that Christians are biggest in charity giving. Why you feel like that? Because the charity giving gives you deep satisfaction, a deep feeling of contentment, and that drives you so mad, so positively, divinely mad. You feel ecstatic and blessed to serve in that way. So service actually gives you that test, that higher test service gives you. Without that test, you actually looking for that test in this world. You're actually looking for the test. Even if you're the boss of the biggest company, morning what you do, you take your dog and take it for a stroll. So actually you're serving. Actually you're serving. You may be bossing around in people, you're firing people, you're taking people in and throwing people out. But when you get up in the morning, you want to get the first feeling of service. So you take your dog and for a stroll. So service is there. So service is the innate nature of living being. When they serve and when they love, they are happy. When they are not serving, when they are not when they are not serving, they are not happy either. Hare Krishna.
nice answer because see the thing is like the what people have done is that people collect so much money to serve
Mm,
others, so much money that everything is based on like generally I've seen in USA and the West is you are successful if you can raise a lot of money,
mm,
and then part of that money goes for service and that is given and spent, and people do that. uh, there's the definition of seva in Sanskrit, and you are MA in Sanskrit now. So definition of seva is completely different in Sanskrit language. So would you like to elaborate what is the difference between the service and the seva? Because service we loosely say it.
Seva means two things. There should be two things in the seva. There are two criteria to call something as seva: uninterrupted and unconditional. No conditions. You should not do seva because of some conditions. That means you are doing real service. Means you love somebody, you love a girl, and then that's the loving propensity has to be unconditional. You say, okay, I love her because she's so beautiful. Then the condition is put. One day will come when her beauty will not be there with her. Then your love will also go away. So your love will fade off. And when love fades off, what happens? Quarrel starts. So for love to stay high, your love has to be unconditional. First thing. For any love and any service, first thing is it has to be unconditional. Second is it has to be uninterrupted. No interruptions, no interruptions should be there. So you start something, then don't stop it. You start serving somebody, then okay, don't after some time don't say that okay, it's too much for me. I got bored of doing. Keep doing. A phase will come, a lull phase will come when you don't want to do such things. But then you have to move on with more push, and then you get the third phase where you get the excitement of doing it from deep surfaces of your heart. Hare Krishna. So two things: unconditional, uninterrupted. That service is very much appreciated and of first class.
You know, the in the US actually nowadays, more and more people are turning into, like the third world country. They're shocked actually. Many Americans are shocked that what is happening
Okay.
to the country. The richest
Okay.
country is becoming like a third world country.
Okay.
And we all study the cycle of Kali Yuga, and in which Kali
Okay.
Yuga, anything goes up has to come down if they're proud. Indra or
Yeah.
Devtas never let them stay on the top.
Mm, mm,
So, what is your view on this, which is which is in the mind of many of the students who are watching and other people who are watching, that
mm. I would ask you a question. I would ask you a question to all the audience here. What do you gain by standing in first world country, and what is the loss by getting coming into third world country? You see a Negro, he's so strong. He'll beat two of white skin. He'll throw them off. That's why so many Negroes are there in U.S. Army. Okay, so if you live for 100 years, healthy life, and if you have very good friends around whom you trust, and if you eat all natural things whole day, all food which is it is damn sure it is coming from, and it is not checked with X-ray scanners. Even if you get organic food in your room, they come from an X-ray scanner, a UV scanner they put through. So what is the use of getting organic food, organic ghee, organic everything when it is passed through a X-rays? It will get affected, mutated. So when you grow your own food and eat, you can live your full potential. You have power in your senses. Even if you are doing, even if you are doing worldly pleasures, for worldly pleasures, your body has to be very strong, right? That's why we have Tarzan stories. That one Tarzan is there in the jungle and he's so strong. So don't you want to have such strong body?
naturally, yes.
And for the strong body, you need to stay close to nature. And nature is everywhere. Where a first world country, you are second world country, you are third world country, you can make, even if in nature not, you can make the nature around. You can plant some trees and make in totally beautiful nature around, and live for 100 years and live with full potential. But what is the today's average age in India? It is 60 plus. 63 years is the average age, and for doctors it is 50 plus. Doctors die before people, and they are claiming to cure people. Hare Krishna. So,
Yeah.
so the point is this: don't blame third world countries. You live a opulent life by eating good food, making very good body, strong body, staying close to nature, pure environment. Take river bath every day. Swim in the river. No swimming pool where you get chlorine added in it. Chlorine is toxic substance which goes to your fatty tissues and doesn't come back. It gets biomagnified. So you don't swim in swimming pool. You swim in the river. Yeah, and then you eat pure meal or pure vegan diet, whichever diet you're choosing for. You take that diet and make some good exercises, yogas or whatever you're doing. Make your body completely elastic, flexible. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Then you can enjoy the world. You have powerful eyes, powerful senses, so much strength in your body. Yeah.
Uh, the political polarization of all the societies, especially the West. I mean, yesterday I was reading a report where the polarization is highest in USA, where people
Mm,
are divided into camps, political camps, and they forget the natural life which you are just describing. They get into the TV and they get into the political shows and other things, and they're just thinking binary nowadays, where the life is not binary. Life is much more than that. So how people can overcome this kind of propaganda in the West, where the politicians, like the Ukraine Russian thing, the politicians built a campaign that as an American we must support Ukraine. Like that's the campaign was built. And the point is that the polarization happened, polarization in the sense that people are just talking in terms of political ideologies. But the life is much more than that. So you just showed how life can be made simple. So how we can move away from this polarization? A common person, a student, can move away from polarization, focus on his life, because the campaign is so strong. Like the one of the campaign in the campuses is wokeism, cancel everything, revise everything. That's all good, because what has happened in the US, we have to recognize that Native Americans were wiped out, and the finders keepers philosophy was kept, that the whatever you found something and you can keep it if nobody's claiming it, which is technically called a theft nowadays. If you find an iPhone and you just keep it, and even if somebody is not claiming it immediately, maybe 1 year 2 days down the line they claim it, so then they can file a police complaint that this is a cell phone that I got lost. So what do you have to say on these things which is happening in the society?
I'll tell you the truth now. Yeah, I'm going to a higher gear because anyway you have brought me to the point. So I'm not responsible for the answers. See, we have to create powerful leaders. So those from the youth side, especially those who are listening to it, you create yourself into powerful leadership now. You create your own leadership with more advanced, deeper values, more loving, more humanitarian. With those values, you come up and you become more trained to see the world. In our gurukul here, we train people how to how to understand the political situations from ancient Vedas. Many things we take from Artha Shastra, Niti Shastra, Vidura Niti, Chanakya Niti. All those techniques we take from thousands of old techniques from Vedas. And we teach our students here how to understand the situations there. Some of our students are very expert in this, and maybe sometime you can come here, or maybe you can arrange a separate series of lectures. But I don't think they can be put in public. Maybe you can take a close group and take those lectures. But leaders need to be trained. Number one, young people need to come to leadership. Number two, and the leadership has to be based on values, not based on self-driven motives. Number three, with these three things, you can create a new America, a new world, a new, more loving, more caring, a totally new world. Hare Krishna. So
No,
leadership has to be very strong, and that leadership has to come from younger generation now. Don't don't say that some people are taking you to polarize structure. Why don't you create your own values and your own leadership? Yeah, to create your own values and leadership, you need to get some training. Get trained. Come to India for a month. We'll train you in a month. Come to our Gurukul here. Stay for a month. It's absolutely free. Don't have to pay anything. Just buy your ticket. Come to India. Stay here and go back. And you see in a month how much training you get. We call it Kshatriya training. Varnashram Kshatriya training. Training Kshatriya means the kings. Training the kings for future. So yes, you should take the reins in your hand. You should become the next kings. What to speak of PM or what to speak of president? You should become king. Become king and remain king for the rest of your life of America. Like King Solomon or King George, something like that. You become king. I'm telling you, become king. Because democracy, what you are getting in democracy, every 4 years, one person is coming, one other person is going. Lion is coming, tiger is going. Tiger is going, leopard is coming. Leopard is going, some different tiger is coming. So same thing. All are doing same thing. Whether Democrats or whether Republics or whether this or whether that, you tell me, it is almost same kind of structure going on. Little bit here, little bit there. But when a king comes, he really thinks of the benefit of people. So answer lies in a good king, a trained king who is sitting on the top. Because when a democratic situation, Person is always worrying. After 4 years, I have to change my position. So let me, do something, earn more money for next campaigning, for next election. So his all anxiety is to how to fight the next election. So where he'll do something for good for the people. Hare Krishna. The king has to see that five things are protected in his kingdom. Old people, their rights has to be protected. Nobody should be able to take the rights of old people, their land, their money, their possessions. Second is ladies. The lady has to feel absolute safety. They should get absolute safety from government. If that is not the case, then the government is a failure. Children should be feel totally safe. Fourth is the saintly people who are giving this message. And in Vedic tradition, we also consider cow who is giving milk. They should be protected. If these five things are given protection, then the society will really flourish. Recently, we are doing one experiment. You all can try. Say you do your hands like this. One person can do hands like this, and another person can try pressing the hand down and see the strength. What kind of strength the person has. You can do that, and then you can take a mobile. Then you can give this person one mobile in another hand and keep the same hand like this, and then put your hand here. And then tell him to press again, and you will see that hand is getting very fast. Like I'm keeping the mobile here, right? Without mobile, I'm doing. Please try. See, I'm able to resist. Now I'm keeping the mobile in my hand. You can try this in your place. You will get the same result. See, push. See, I'm not able to hold. Now you do one more thing. You take desi guy, Indian, the Jebo bred cow. Their cow dung little bit put in a small paper, dry one, and put with a mobile. This time your hand will not go down. It will remain there. Or another way, you can take 5-6 tulsi leaves and put with the mobile. Your hand will not go down. So you can see the power, anti-radiation power of this cow dung, anti-cancer power of the cow milk. So many good things are there. So this animal has to be protected for the good of people. So if the king is giving protection to five people, five old men, ladies, girls, kids, saintly people, and cow, then his kingdom or her kingdom will really flourish. Hare Krishna.
Very powerful techniques and very straight message, because see, the thing is, the solution is going to come from India and from Veda, and it has been the oldest known knowledge center in the world. The is there anything you can add light to your thing, because it's getting dark?
Yeah, it's getting dark.
Yeah.
Light. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, much
Yeah.
better. So the one question comes to the mind. We have the ancient Vedic scriptures have solutions which are becoming more current day by day for any human across the world, whether it's a USA or Africa or South America or the West, Europe, as a continent, you can say. How, and people have been programmed that it is pagan, it is shaman, like anything non-Abrahamic is a evil in the society.
Mhm.
It's shown actually. Yesterday there was somebody. So this kind of programming is there. So
Mm.
even though majority of the Americans, majority means 65 to 80 million Americans,
Mm.
it is recommended to practice yoga therapy.
Mm.
And so, but still people do not, people are scared that if they follow yoga or meditation or any Vedic, they're going away from their Abrahamic faith. That is the fear being put in the people. So that's a hesitation people have, not coming towards Sanatan Dharma or yoga principles of life. Yoga is for the entire humanity, is not a Hindu, it is not connected to any modern Abrahamic faith. It is an ancient technique. So that kind of fear propaganda, how do you see it like how we or people who practice in the America can defend it and tell to other people who are being scared to not follow it.
Mhm.
FDA, by the way, Food and Drug Administration of India, of USA, and other government bodies officially, American Medical Association, recommend yoga as a practice, but they don't go into the deeper aspects of yoga. They just focus on physical asana and that's it. So, what do you say on that?
First thing is, I like to connect the dots here. That what is Abrahamic? Actually, Abrahamic word come from Brahma. 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 So if you take the last A and put in the beginning, it will become Abraham. So the Brahma Abraham, which is mentioned in the Abrahamic religions, is actually Brahma of Vedic religions. So actually, they are the same person here or there. I'll get you more uh, correlations. There is a story in Vedic books how the world got permeated with people, and the story is quite ancient. The story says that there was a king of name with name Ayati, and Ayati has two wives, Devyani, and two wives actually, and he had five kids with those two wives. So those five kids, one of their names were Yadu, Kuru, Druhu, Turvasu. Such names they had. So uh, what happened was that Yadu, he was supposed to become the next king, but he did not follow the his order of his father. His father told him to exchange his old age with his young age, but he said, "Oh, I don't want to exchange with some divine mantra technique or something. I don't want to exchange this." So the father cursed him that you cannot become the king. Neither your heirs, though neither your descendants will become king in future. So Yadu's descendants became uh, Yadavas in India. Yadavas, Jadavas, Jadezas, and same became Jews in the Middle East. So Yadu descendants are Jew actually, and there was a rule by the king, the father of Yadu, means Yati, that in Yadu's sons will not become king, but youngest son Kuru, their sons will become king. So Kuru's sons they became king, and when they became king, all the descendants of Kuru, they became the Greek kings. This thing, Egypt pyramids, the pharaohs. The pharaohs were made. Pharaohs actually those kings were descended from the youngest son. So this system went down for many years, many millions of years actually. But then Moses was the first who rebelled that I don't want to follow this system of following them, following the pharaohs for no good. So then he started a new religion. Okay, so we'll have a new religion. In fact, at many places, Moses' sister differs from Moses. Moses says water should come from here, but water doesn't come. His sister says water will come from here, then water comes from there. Anyway, we are not going to the so much technical differences. But the point is, all the religions, Christians, Hindus, they have same common ancestry, the Sanatan Dharma, and all over the world. In fact, the Druhu's kids, they became Druj. Turvasu's kids, they became Turks for the Turkey people. And these become very powerful people and they permeated throughout the world. And they were in the Europe, they were in India, everywhere. And the same people now in America. So why you are not connecting to your original roots and celebrate the differences? Find the what is best and take it. You should not be insecure. You should find out the best and take it. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
So, very good background you gave to the origin of the whole world. The people may not. The problem is the academic scholarship. So there is a
Mm,
scholarly consensus goes in the academic campuses. So
mm,
if you do not fit into it, you are not allowed into it. Like there is a condition which is being put now normally that unless you are a PhD from their colleges, you cannot teach.
Mm.
So this kind of independent viewpoint cannot come in the academic institutions. There is
Yeah.
a kind of a barrier which is put, that the real information, real knowledge doesn't come in. So universities have become a propaganda ground where they
Mm.
produce kids based on the propaganda which is accepted normally in the in the world, or
Mm.
the narrative which
Mm.
is not changed.
Mm.
So people like you and me and people on this kind of independent channels, we can only give outside news, which is a entertainment for many students also, which is not a real
So
information.
I'll tell you one mistake of Dronacharya. Dronacharya did a big mistake. You are telling about the same mistake now in current scenario. Dronacharya was a very good teacher, but he was going around in Mahabharata time, and he was hired by Bhisma to teach to royal kids, and he accepted the proposal, and he started teaching the royal kids in a royal surrounding. So he became their guru. But then what happened? One boy who was from very poor background. He came to learn, but Dronacharya wanted to teach, but he could not say yes to it. He said, "No, I cannot teach. I'm teaching to the royal people." So what he did, this boy somehow he learned the vidya. He kept one murti of his guru, and from that murti only he learned, and he became the same kind of archer like Arjuna. So Dronacharya felt very bad. So if Dronacharya started his own gurukul somewhere in the jungle, and he could have forced them that you either come to my place or I will not teach. They would have come. Let those people come, those who want to learn, and slowly you will become the university yourself. So those good people, they should start their own gurukuls, their own university, their own syllabus. And why you need others affiliation? You tell me for what reason you need any others affiliation to work in their companies, to work in their no, not required. For what reason? For what reason you require anybody else's affiliation? Why can't you create your own affiliation? Why can't you become autonomous? Why you require somebody else's authorization to authorize you? You are completely free. America is place of free people. So you are free. Why should be bound to take affiliation from someone? You write your own thing. Start your own university. Let people come. Let few people come. But paradhin sapnahu sukhanahi. One who is paradhin, one who is bound by gulam of some slave of somebody, he cannot imagine happiness in his dreams also. Paradhin sapnehu sukhanahi. Become liberated. Why require affiliation from someone? Right? Our boys, there was some big championship in the state level of karate, wusu and karate. So our boys, they went. They were not under any affiliated school, so they directly went there. They bet everyone there. All those affiliated people got good beating from our kids. And finally, they said, "तुम उनको खिलाते क्या हो? What do what do you feed them? They are beating like electricity. They're beating with high speed. So if you have the power, people will bend down. You don't require people's appreciation. Create your own appreciation. Create your own university. Chanakya, one person, he removed big empire, Dhanananda, and kept his own disciple Chandragupta as king there. You create your own. You are the youth of nation. You are youth of best nation. Why can't you do it? Come and get trained. Hare Krishna.
Now, even the Indian universities, if you look at the Indian universities, they claim affiliation from the West, and
Okay.
then they follow their curriculum as per the West. So
Okay.
the narrative which the
Now a boy from Patna, he has challenged Google and has found many bugs there. He is not affiliated by any IIT. He is not affiliated by any MIT, but he got the bugs. So if you are powerful, you don't require affiliation. You create your own. That's what I'm saying. You create your own. Yeah, I have challenged the Earth spinning theory on the YouTube, and it is not like I require anybody's affiliation to challenge it. I have given proofs and I have challenged, and people are giving counter challenges. I am answering them. Okay. The beginning of everything, everything good especially, is small. But
Absolutely.
then eventually it will become big river. It's the origin river, small river. But it will become big river, and when it will reach the ocean, it will become very big.
See, the American or the Western professors or the academics, they they do not. So if you hear their conversations of their religious theologians, they call it theological uh, discourses or lectures. It is so rooted in a Middle Eastern framework, Abrahamism
Hmm.
framework. They
Hmm.
cannot think outside the box because
Hmm.
earlier, if you look at the history of theirs, the punishment was given anyone who rebelled. Anyone who spoke
Hmm.
out of line was given punishment. Even Galileo
Hmm.
was,
Hmm. Right.
you know what happened to Galileo. So
Right.
the thing is, open scientific inquiry is not appreciated. But
Right.
if a tool maker, like iPhone is a tool which is based on some science, but tool maker is promoted because tool maker helps them promote their ideology. So,
Hmm.
and it is not interfering in their philosophy. So
Hmm.
when they hear Eastern philosophy or the Vedic philosophy,
Hmm.
they feel naturally threatened because the philosophy is so vast and radically
Hmm.
different than their thought process. So how can we, as a practitioner of Sanatan Dharma, influence these kind of people who are rooted in a dogmatic mindset?
First thing is, if you can challenge them, challenge them. For this first thing, you will require a new kind of intellectuals to come up, and they will come up in the setup like Gurukul, like we have. In such Gurukul kind of setup, eventually it will take so many scholars which will come and start challenging these ideologies. They have to come to accept the challenges one day and confront on an open debate. And let the public decide. Let the public decide. I have given theory on in my YouTube that Earth is not rotating. So I have given Michelson-Morley experiment. Michelson-Morley experiment. It was done in 1890. The experiment says that with the 24 different uh, labs in Europe at 20 kilometer distance, they found the speed of Earth, and they got the speed of Earth is 2 kilometers per hour. Then Sagnac came, SAGNSC, Sagnac. He made all the 4 labs in single mounting. And with the single mounting lab, he did the test again. He found the speed to be 0 kilometer per hour. With those 2 experiments, with Foss's pendulum, with these 3 experiments, it has been proved that Earth is not moving. So challenge this theory. You have to first create a theory. So when we say that Earth is not moving, people give logic. Then how the sun is moving and how the day is happening, how the that is logic. For your logic, I can give you logic. But I am saying, do you have an experiment to prove that Earth is moving? Yeah, no. Then why you are giving me logic? For your logic, I have another logic. I am asking simple question. Do you have a experiment to prove that Earth is moving? No, sir. Then thank you very much. Then thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So Vedic theory remains top. Hare Krishna.
That's a very valid point. I think people are going to be scratching their heads after this discussion.
I'm
But
saying simple thing. I'm saying simple thing. You tell me the experiment. Don't give me logic. When I ask experiment, people give me logic. I'm asking for an experiment. Why you're giving me logic? I can give you another logic, but then you will not be convinced with the logic. So I'm asking the experiment. Tell the name of experiment by which you get proof. You can prove that Earth is moving. There is none. Not a single experiment. The Earth is moving in our background.
you know,
So if I am sitting on your place, Earth will be standing. Hare Krishna.
the thing is, like, if you go to a campus and nowadays, even the questions, if you ask a question, it's not in line of the academic thought process they have, they will say that you don't have the right to ask question. I mean, people can be thrown out of the campus for asking a question.
Okay. Good, good.
So, and they call it.
This goes to show the level of intellectuals you have.
So many students I have,
Oh,
after being my students, they start questioning, and they
there is
start questioning.
there is a rule. There is a rule in Kshatriya or in Indian system. Then if you are challenged, you have to accept the challenge. If you refuse to accept the challenge, that is accepted as defeat. So your refusal of our challenge, accepting our challenge, is your agreeing for getting defeated. Your agreement that you have agreed with this, that you got defeated. We don't require any other proof. With the law of challenge, this thing, debates. The law of debate is this. You don't accept the challenge, you are defeated.
So, I mean, I was giving a talk on yoga, and I just said this one simple line: yoga has a much. The purpose of yoga is to get out of the karma bondage
Hmm.
and live a free life, happy life.
Hmm.
But if you do not do yoga, there is no other way. Yoga is not just about asana. You have to have some purpose behind it. Otherwise, why you want to waste your time sitting in
Hmm.
particular asana for a long time?
Okay.
So the general view comes out is that you are, by yoga, you are approaching a devil or a
Hmm.
evil,
Okay.
because that's what been programmed. That's what been told. That is.
Hmm.
But like you correctly said, there is no experiment. There is no scientific analysis. Generally people who do yoga, they become peaceful, they look happy, they look bright, and they look young at a very old age. You must be 46 plus or 45 plus.
Yeah.
At it,
46.
I'm at the same age as you, and people don't believe that you guys look so much younger than what your age is exactly.
Yeah.
And so the the practical is something else, but the dogmatism is something else. And you and I are both on not on any medicines. We are trying to take natural. I take care of natural, mostly natural medicines. So what do you have to say to such people who rubbish these kind of practical things because they want to promote pharmaceuticals, they want to promote other industries which they get money. Today American universities have an endowment fund of $1 trillion. $1 trillion is the endowment fund of American campuses. But
Hmm.
still, diseases are increasing. People are more unhappy. There is almost a social unrest, and people are questioning everything. So there is a complete opposite effect of so much money being spent and nothing getting out of it. And
See,
whereas,
my Mosi,
yeah,
my mother's elder sister, she is around 73 age, and her hairs are more black than kids, dark black hairs, because she ate whole life. She ate from her own farm, and she ate all the fruits which she grew in her own farm. Everything that she got from her own farm. At 73, her face is young and her hairs are so black. So with all your pharma, all your medicines, are you able to get it? This is a question. Come to Jharkhand, where I'm here right now, in Jharkhand state of India. Many all the Adivasis who are here, one one Adivasi who comes here, he's 90 plus. He's so healthy. He dances in the kirtan, and he's totally fit and totally sound from his mind. He gives lectures. So your natural lifestyle pay you in your old age, and your pharmaceuticals will pay you at 60. They'll give you the bills. Choice is yours.
I mean, that is the benefit
You
of.
want to accept the 1 trillion, or you want to go to a farm and live for 100 years. Aisham Chanekopi na labete swarna koti bhi. One moment in life cannot be exchanged with $1 trillion. If you give $1 trillion, can they exchange one moment? Will you able to get one moment extra in your life with $1 trillion? So all the American policy of giving $1 trillion is useless. To even they can't extend 1 second of life of a person. But if you stay in a jungle in a natural setting, you will get extended by 10 years.
Straight away.
So choice is yours. You want 0 second extension or 10 years extension? Up to you.
unfortunately, this American way of life is also coming in India. And you can see a lot of problems
It
in
has
this.
come, not coming. It has come already 20 years back. One American came to India. He said, "My God, you Indians have more advanced than Americans. You you have more nudity here than America." So okay,
You know, generally, like if you go in the cities and they will follow a typical American, uh,
yeah, yes, yes.
the
So
typical.
you have to go to villages. That also in a typical village, where you want to see really what life is, to go to a real village and see what life is, and see what ladies are, how happy are they when they feed their kids, and their kids are so strong. I'll give you an example. Uh, it was in Hindi, but I'll try to translate in English. So I was in one home in one of the village, and I saw in another house one man, his son, and he was doing oil massage to his son. And no, he was giving food to his son. And the lady in my house, she was shouting at the person. She was shouting at the person of not doing proper care of the kid. So I was wondering. In Indian tradition, a lady that directly don't, in village tradition at least, a lady doesn't directly talks to a person who is in a neighbor. So indirectly she is telling to the boy, "Oh poor boy, you have your father only can give you good food, but he cannot give you oil massage and other services." She's uh, she's sarcastically speaking from this side of the roof. And I was thinking, I was when I saw the same scene, I was feeling, my God, this person is so nice. He's feeding his son roti, sabji, all these food things he's giving. So happy. Oh, so such nice culture is there. They're taking care of their kids. But this lady was shouting that he's not taking care. He's just giving the minimum thing of food. He's not giving oil massage. He's not giving good hot water bath. All these things is not. He's just giving food the minimum, and she's shouting. So this is culture. This is culture. When you come through that go through the culture, you feel the sweetness of the culture, and that sweetness is missing in American culture, and also missing in Americanized Indian cities culture.
The Native American culture of Native American culture is very similar to Sanatan Dharma. Very similar.
Yeah. Yes.
The same values are there, and the beauty of the Native American culture. I've been with many of them. I've participated with their customs, their religion, and whatever they practice, spirituality. I've practiced that. I've been with them, and when I used to go and do Harinam with them, and I can tell you, I've never seen better dancers than them. Better dancers
Oh.
and better singers.
Yeah.
I mean, they when they sing Harinam, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and they are really into it completely. And this is my experience across Brazil, across Chile. I've been with Mapuche tribes, and I'm going again there next month to meet with them.
Mhm.
They invited me again to give a talk on Om.
Mhm.
They want to, because that's the traditional chant, Om, and they
Mhm.
and they want to give a talk on Om because they never knew that Om has such a big significance. They were doing it because it was being told by their ancestors. So they were doing
Mhm.
Om, loud Om for hours. They start
Oh,
with Om and it will go for 3 hours, one Om.
okay.
So
Oh,
many people lose their
amazing,
breath, but
amazing,
some of the
amazing.
leaders will continue. So we'll start with
Amazing.
the whole thing about goal, like they
Mhm.
shout goal in
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
matches. They do Om like long Om. It looks like going on for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And they maintain continuity of sound. So one person gets tired, the next person continues.
Yeah, so find these good things in that culture and revive it and spread it around,
I'll have to bring you here. But you're doing much better work over there, both.
and tell those who are having 1 trillion to spend in such things, on traditional things, other than wasting the money in chemicals. They
No,
should put the money in the plants and natural things.
their basis,
Instead.
the $1 trillion is just to fill their pockets and also to promote a narrative which divides people, polarizes people. And that's what is going on. That's what Same thing is going on in the Middle East with the oil money,
But
and
you
same
are
thing.
doing the opposite.
We
You
are
are bringing people together.
we are like you. What you said, just do your own thing, even though it is small. That's what you're doing. So,
Yeah.
so for viewers, you heard Dr. Keshavanand. He's a doctor, and he's a MA in Sanskrit now, and from a village near Ranchi, near Hundru waterfalls. So do visit him. That's a gurukul to train people. And in November, I'm going. If anyone wants to come with me, I can take a big batch and we'll visit them. Also, we're visiting many places in India and we'll visit them too. So thank you, Dr. Keshavanand, for coming. Hare Krishna. And thank
Hare
you
Krishna.
for all the viewers for watching. Do ask questions and let us know your feedback for this amazing discussion we had just now. Namaste.
Thank you very much for your enthusiastic question asking and representing the whole audience. Because you are like, like whole universe is represented by Krishna. So whole audience is represented by you here, Adi Guru. Thank you so much. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Thank you.